Ak to poviem, tak sme si to prehrali sami svojou nekoncentrovanosťou a svojou v podstate zlou hrou. Verím, že sme sa z toho zápasu poučili, možno je to aj nejaká dobrá facka pre nás a verím, že nás to nakopne akurát do dnešného zápasu.
V severoeurópskej lige ste ale stále nezdolaní. Ako hodnotíte tie výkony týmu v tejto súťaži?
Tak určite pozitívne. No. Ja som sa pripojil síce neskôr, ale zápas som sledoval. Myslím si, že ukázali sme celú tú európsku púť zatiaľ, že kvalitu máme a verím, že budeme pokračovať a tá sezóna bez prehry v ENBLeague nevidie nazmar v podstate dnes.
Treba ale povedať, že pre Voluntari je to druhé Final Four za sebou. Čo vám možno tréneri prizvukovali pred týmto zápasom, na čo si treba dať u supera pozor?
Tak v prvom rade si to musíme užiť dneska. Je to v podstate niečo za odmenu, je to niečo iné ako tá liga naša. Je to niečo navyše a určite vieme, to Voluntari má kvalitný tím. Vieme, že sú útočne veľmi dobrí, majú myslím si, že okolo nejakých 97 bodov priemer na zápas. Takže určite tam bude cesta. Cesta pôjde cez obranu a verím, že ak ich udržíme na nejakých 80 bodov, tak ten zápas môžeme vyhrať.
Ďakujem za rozhovor.
Ďakujem.
Well, you heard from my tag. There goes your starters for Inter's Bratislava, as I mentioned earlier. The second team in competition history to go undefeated. And Will Vlaslavek was the first who won it in 2022. As the starting lineups get announced here, 4 minutes till tip-off. We got Final Four action for you all evening long, a doubleheader. This game followed by
Pri mikrofóne už stojí
the Newcastle
Voluntari Lee Skinnerly. How would you rate this season with Voluntari?
So far, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Playing in ENBL has been a great experience. You know, great team chemistry. It's been a lot of fun.
You are a former Inter Bratislava player. What does it mean for you to come back to this city and to this renewed arena?
The arena is great. You know, 18-19 hung a banner here, won a championship. See some familiar faces. It's been cool so far.
Inter is still unbeaten side in this competition. Maybe how do you want to finish this series and how do you want to beat Inter in this game?
You know, I joke with Coach Aramis Neglic on Facebook a lot. You know, we're coming to try to knock you guys off and steal one from you, but it'll be a great game.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's Lee Skinner, returning home of CSO Voluntari, the visitors from Romania. Finished runner-up in Group A behind the Newcastle Eagles. Last season's runner-up in the Final Four. There goes your referees. They're up tonight. Andris Onkrogers of Latvia, Josh Bowe of the United Kingdom, and Michael Sausen of Poland. The players are excited. The fans are excited. I'm excited. I got to make sure I pace myself. 4 games here over the next 2 days. There goes your starting lineup for CSO Voluntari. The team's leading scorer in competition. This is going to be an incredible matchup. 1 versus 2 in regards to scoring. You better get your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes until tip-off. And how did we get here? The competition divided into 2 groups, 18 teams, playing each other once over the course of the season, with both groups taking the top 4 teams with cross matchups, A versus B. Group A with 3 teams. Inter Bratislava, the only sole team from Group B, making it to this Final Four. Head coach Arnas Badowski calling things for CSO Voluntari. Fans beginning to fill the building. And there you have it. Aramis Nagric of Enters Bratislava delivering his final message to the home team. Wherever you are joining us in the world, I saw on social media there are watch parties across the globe. Just make sure you hashtag us ENBL Playoffs and show us your watch party. Just get the traction going on Twitter. Well, all the hoopla, all the lead up, 7 months flying across the globe leads us here. We've talked about statistics, matchups, but everything will be determined right here on the floor. It's been an incredible season for the ENBL this year, specifically the playoffs. We had 8 teams from 7 countries: Denmark, Germany, Latvia, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, and the United Kingdom. 5 of those teams making their first playoff appearance. Couple of things to look out for. The competition MVP, Isaiah Cousins, making it look easy this season. And then the competition's first Defensive Player of the Year award, arguably, could have been up there for MVP as well, Dante Crothers. And let the games begin. Bratislava wins the tip. Your Defensive Player of the Year, Crothers. MVP, Cousins. Shot clock under 10. 20 points a game over the competition and gets the party started from the jump. Cousins. CSO Voluntari have their hands full with that fella. Be really interesting to watch the contrast of both teams. Loose ball there, bodies on the floor. Out of all that scrum, it ends up in the corner to Etler Davis, who sticks it. 44% on the season from beyond the arc. As I mentioned earlier, the contrast of teams, Bratislava deep, 6 guys scoring in double figures, incredible talent, guys that can score in an array of ways. You see the foul called there. But for CSO Voluntari, just littered with shooters. Crothers turns it over. Voluntari with a 4-on-1 opportunity. Edler Davis looking to go 2 for 2 and ring it up, baby. Voluntari with the 6-2 lead. Enter looking to settle things down. Getting to their MVP with 4 on the shot clock. Can he make it 2 for 2? Yes, this time beyond the arc. Cousins. 5 quick early points. CSO Voluntari 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. As I mentioned before, very accurate from there. Mike Caffey with the mismatch on Sabo and puts him in a blender. All things clicking for Voluntari. 98 points a game, so that should come as no shock. Both teams 1 and 2 in the scoring category. Bratislava at 2 as Crothers walks his way to the bucket. Sullivan back then, Sabo. Goaltend. You see it there, ball just hit the backboard before Sabo was able to get a hand on it. But I mentioned to you before, look out for fireworks. We're 2.5 minutes into this matchup, and we got 17 points on the board. Both of these teams combining for 190 combined points, as Sullivan will go as he completes the and one. And at the moment, Voluntari is flawless from the field. Crothers, get that out of here. Crothers able to draw the foul on that drive. Let's take another look. And I believe the call is on Poliak. Right there, you see it there before the block. Crothers looking for a goaltend. Dante Crothers, just incredible over the season, leading the league in assists, but then also third in scoring this year. The 29-year-old from Rochester, New York, and Defensive Player of the Year this season. Voluntari turns it over. Crothers with a nice cross step through. Can't get it to fall. Edler Davis with 6 early points. You don't want to leave this guy open. I'm telling you, Lee Skinner, 53% from beyond the arc. That's 17 for 31. He does not miss. And so far, Voluntari does not miss from beyond the arc. 3 for 3. Cousins, again, getting a one-on-one matchup that he likes. Steps back. Loose ball there. Gunn, extra pass. Back to Gunn, the lefty. And that's a guy you don't want to leave open either. I'm telling you. The offensive repertoire of the players on the court is incredible. 14-12, Voluntari leads. Home crowd chanting for defense, and Mike Caffey just ignores it as he skips his way to the cup. Cousins again with a nice teardrop from the MVP. Both teams going back and forth here in the first 5 minutes. Again, Skinner wide open this time. Dodges a bullet. Sabo unable to get it to fall. And make that 3 for 3 from beyond the arc from Edler Davis. 9 quick early points. Crothers showing off that New York handle. Again, both teams' identity just oozing here early. I said it at the top, Voluntari littered with shooters in Bratislava, just with big-time scores that can get to the cup. Sullivan tries his luck from the outside. Offensive rebound by Skinner, who finishes it. (21-16), Voluntari leads. Bratislava 10-0 in the competition. Voluntari 8-2, falling to the hands of Valmiera Glass and Newcastle Eagles, who will be featured here a little bit later. RJ Gunn over to Crothers, and the bank is open in Slovakia. Working past opening hours here. Nice little put back, and no. Sullivan unable to get it to go. Cousins on the move, wraps it behind the back, and he's tied up or fouled by Sullivan. And how about the season from Isaiah Cousins, the 31-year-old guard from Mount Vernon, New York State? And as the NCAA tournament wrapped up last night with the Florida Gators winning, Cousins featured in the Final Four himself with the Oklahoma Sooners back in 2016. Ironically, teammates with Christian James, who plays for the Newcastle Eagles, who will be playing later here this evening. Splits it at the line. Edler Davis looking to work on Cousins in the post, turns around and fades. And right now, Davis is a man on a mission. The first player in double figures with 11 points. Cousins going back at you. I got you. Says, what you do, I can do it better. As he begins to talk his talk. Tohatan from the elbow. Sticks it. And Cousins needs to be careful there as he drew the foul on Edler Davis, but then here you see it here through the ball, back at his head. Easily could have been a T called. If we reflect back to game 2 against Valmiera Glass, Cousins was actually disqualified from that game. Picked up an unsportsmanlike foul followed by a technical, and his evening was done before halftime. And there was a technical called on Cousins. Just a silly play. And Edler Davis, who's been flawless on the night, specifically flawless from the free throw line so far in this competition, was 34 for 36, 94% before missing that one. Can't even blame that on a commentator's curse. Cousins with 10 points. Bratislava can't afford to lose him. Voluntari on the move. And Tohatan, that's what he can do. With the quick first lightning step, gives him 4 points, and we have a timeout here. Voluntari with the early 27-21 lead.
It's 1-on-1 defense.
Hey, it's defense.
27 points already we receive, guys. Those situations between you two, switch it. Switch it. With 5, we go show, under go back. With everything else, switch it. Yeah, switch and defend. Switch aggressive. Switch and be aggressive. 1 down for him. 1 down, okay? It's a pin down. Watch that. Let's set 1 down. Guys, defense. High defense. I'm. Let's go.
Well, that's great access inside Bratislava's huddle, and you heard it by Coach Naglic. Defense, 27 points, way too many, switch everything was the message in that huddle, but specifically, even from one of the players, the message was this is a good team. Well, although Bratislava is undefeated in the competition, they have been challenged this season. 7 out of their 8 regular season games were won by 6 points or less, so this isn't unfamiliar territory. Going to the flex. Looking for Crothers. Left wide open. Back down to Cousins. Not long to work with from 35 feet. Justice comes up with it. Voluntari looking to add on the lead. Again, Etler Davis left wide open. And Bratislava got to tighten the defense on the shooters. I'm pretty sure if I have the scouting report here, Coach Naglic would have delivered it as well. Voluntari with 6 guys shooting over 38% or above, and Justice not being one of them, shooting 37%. But again, a guy you do not want to leave open, and right now, last season's runner-up has struck first as Bratislava goes to their bench. Meyerchag and Buttrick. And it looks like we might have a travel on Buttrick. Justice. Off a Skinner ball screen. Gets downhill, fades, and yes, count the bucket. Cody Justice. And right now, it's all CSO Voluntari. Let's take another look. And I'm sure the fans in Romania can appreciate that. Mentioned before, wherever your watch party is, hashtag us, ENBL playoffs. Let's see what you're working with. Well, Cody Justice is working with 6 early points off the bench to push the lead up to 12 as we enter the final 40 seconds in the first quarter. And Sabo with the left hand and count the bucket. And you can see Coach Ironers telling them, give him the hard foul, send Sabo to the free throw line. Sabo able to complete the 3-point play. Chips into the lead. Pocket pass over, drops it off. Nice drop off to Naguara, the veteran. Final 10 seconds. Cousins lets it go from the top of the key and count it. And that will do it. 35 points from Voluntari, all over the home team. And coach will have a lot to talk about in that huddle. Welcome back to Go Pass Arena, where we are live from Bratislava, Slovakia. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats there, and right away, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc for Voluntari. Bratislava efficient themselves, 7 for 8, getting dominated on the boards and 0 assists. Wow. You don't usually see that from Bratislava, as they had the season's leading assist man, Crothers. 7.3 a game. Well, Coach Naglic and Bratislava have their work cut out for the league's highest scoring team. Justice rises over Sabo, and it's a foul on the shooter. Sabo landing in the landing space of Justice. And Cody Justice, the 30-year-old from Mesa, Arizona, will head to the line for 3. Got his college ball work done at Arizona State. 13.2 points, 3.9 assists a game. And more importantly, 92% from the free throw line. Again, if wherever you're joining us in the world, this is the ENBL Final Four, where CSO Voluntari were runner-up to the Back and Bears last season, as Meyerchag hits nothing but air on that attempt. Coming up later, we got the Newcastle Eagles facing off with Dziki. Warsaw from Poland. Butt trick spins around Skinner. Yes. Lead down to 9. Crothers with aggressive defense. And And the home team get their stop. Skips it over to Gunn. And RJ Gunn lights it up. And the home team are on a 5-0 run. And Coach Ironers Badowski's calls for time. Just like that.
Hey, Lucas, I finally tell you, like, for the 2 years, when inbound, stay like this. And you have to push him on the middle, not in the baseline like last time. You see, guys, how is this details? Influence, fucking transition, falling slip. We mentioned 25 times, 22 just shot. Hey, let's do now. Horns down. Lucas, go to the try to attack first in, but look, if there is no way to drive. Pass to the Lewis. Go there, you set the basket. Start from beginning. Let's go. Don't 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Well, excuse any foul language in that huddle, but that is the consequences of bringing you inside the huddle for this Final Four. As Voluntari looks to run, horns down out of this timeout. Sullivan, nice spin off Sabo. Great finish by the big fella. Crothers bulldozing his way to the cup and finishes with the backwards lay. Asking for a foul as well. The referees have really let this game flow. Not a lot of fouls called so far, as Ivory, the only really non-shooter off of Voluntari, more of a slasher, sticks it from the corner. Oh, great split by Crothers. Wow. Crothers might have taken a hard fall there. Hope it's nothing serious. Oh, you see it right there. He stood right on Tohatan's foot. And if you've ever had a sprained ankle, those aren't fun. As he lands right there, the right foot. But Crothers is from New York. Built tough. And he'll go to the line for 2. Unable to capitalize on the first. In game 2 against Valmira Glass, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Just an incredible performance from the league's most efficient player. Donovan hangs and tipped back up, and that is his MO. Offensive rebounding. Ivory, one of the best to do it, as Sabo rises up like an elevator. Ivory scoring the last 5 points for Voluntari, looking to make it 7, and does. Donovan Ivory going on a run on his own. Crowther showing no effect from that ankle as Sabo tries to line it up. Unsuccessfully. Meyerchak rips it away. Down to Buttrick. Foul called on Voluntari as Skinner tried to pull the chair. And Trent Buttrick. Well, this will be a baseline out of bounds for Bratislava. Nowhere to go. Time winding down. Over to Zelzinak. Crothers. Great skip pass to the corner. Ends back up in Zelzinak's hands, but wow, what a play by Bratislava, and the fans loving that. Incredible effort. Justice nearly turns it over. From deep, Cody Justice from the parking lot. Lining it up. And Voluntari is back up by 11. Going inside to the big fella, Buttrick. And again, that's his second travel of the night. And they've gone to him 3 times so far this evening. And every time he's tried to overpower the Voluntari defenders. The undersized forwards have done a great job of holding their own as we take a look at Justice's previous 3. Incredible range. Mike Caffey back in action. The lefty, Sullivan, crosses up Zelzinak, gets to his left, and he's fouled. Zelzinak playing for Valmiera Glass earlier this season before transferring over to Bratislava. Lewis Sullivan, the 29-year-old from Alabama, averaging 16 points and 6 rebounds so far this season. Coming off the bench for most of the season, but got the start tonight. Coach not taking any chances with a trip to the finals on the line. That will be played tomorrow night, 8:30 local time. Cousins in a jam. Great defense by Voluntari. Both coaches being warned from the officials. Take a look what happened. Cousins just over dribbling there in that sequence. And Voluntari are saying it's last off of Cousins' hands. And I think they may be right. But we'll stay here. Coach not asking for a challenge. Instead, Cousins answers back with an air ball. And as much as we talked about Voluntari's offense this season, 98 points over the course of 10 games. Tonight, they've been flexing on the defensive end. Nice drop off to Sullivan. Everything clicking for Voluntari. And speaking of that, an offensive foul on Zelzinak. see the lean in there. Right there, as soon as you stick out that right hip, wherever you are in the world, that is an offensive foul. Voluntari looking to take advantage. Sullivan, again, back to the left. And look at the hustle from Voluntari. Bratislava on the move. Crothers over the RJ Gunn, who goes 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. And one player we haven't seen tonight for Bratislava is Shamil Stevenson, who is the team's leading scorer. 20 points a game over 4 games. I didn't see anything on the injury report, but something must be there for him not to be featured. Voluntari by 12. Skip pass. Unable to connect, but it's stolen by Sullivan, who rises up with the left hand. Coach Nagler's asking for time there and doesn't get it. And it's a 14-point lead, ladies and gentlemen. But Crothers is able to settle things down, the Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, if I can describe both of these teams, Voluntari looking more connected, more technical, as you see it there, the nice little drop off to Edler Davis. Meanwhile, the home team, Bratislava, seem dumbfounded at the moment. Let's see if we can get inside the huddle.
He's killing us every time.
You do change, okay?
Get the ball and back us down.
Sullivan, you're in. Sullivan, he post up. Squeeze inside, go to the baseline. Don't let him pass outside. He's gonna kill you inside, all of you. Okay? Okay? In offense, feet down. We need a few heads up. Feet down. They can't cut so easy. If you make a foul, make a strong foul. If you make a foul. Feet down. Feet down.
1, 2, 3. He did.
Well, you got to love this time of year and just the access to the huddle, and you can see the sense of urgency from the coach, from the players, and everything that was talked about in that huddle was about defense, which has been non-existent from Bratislava at the moment, giving up 58 points, and we're not even at halftime. Let's see if the message got through in its final 3 minutes as CSO picks up full court. And again, it's stolen. And a soft lay by Polyak. Just an awful mistake there by Bratislava. And Voluntari has their biggest lead of the evening. 16 points. Cousins, the MVP. Can he get the home team back into this one? RJ Gunn, who's gone 2 for 2 so far this evening, make it 3 for 3. And coach taking no chances, calling for time. Oh, excuse me. We play on. Lead back to 13. Caffey looking to post up inside. This is more where he operates from. He gets the mismatch on Sabo, gets him in the air, rises up, gets to the bucket, scoops it in, and he's fouled Nice move there from Mike Caffey. And as a guard, you love those 1-on-5 matchups. You call it 1-4 low, everyone move out the way and let me go to work. As Caffey was able to get Sabo in the air. Caffey 78% from the free throw line, the 32-year-old from Corona, California. Averaging 12.6.5 assists, which is 4th best this season in the ENBL. As Crothers, you can see the frustration on his face as he has 3 personal fouls. That could be costly in the second half. 15-point lead from Voluntari. Again, I mentioned runners up in this competition last year. What did they learn? They put it on display so far this evening. But speaking of display, the MVP not going out without a fight. 15 points in the half. Great hustle. And Josh Bowe says it's Bratislava's ball. 1:34 remaining here in the second quarter, and we always talk about finishing quarters. Right now, Bratislava down by 13. You always want to see that as a 4-point difference. Can you go inside of half down 9 or down 17? Let's see how it plays out. Everything so far this evening ending up in a 1-on-1 situation for Bratislava, and they turn it over as CSO with a 2-on-1 opportunity as Skinner is able to finish at the rim. 15-point deficit. We have a technical foul. I'm not sure who it was on, but it better not be on Cousins, because if it is, his evening will be complete. Well, it wasn't. He's obviously still there on the floor. Cousins picking up a technical foul earlier in this one. One more, we'll see him head to the showers. RJ Gunn. Unable to connect. Voluntari with the 2-for-1 opportunity. Caffey going down inside to Edler Davis. Somehow it gets back to Skinner, the team's best 3-point shooter at 53%. And I told you earlier, you bet not leave him open. And he sticks his second of the evening. And Cousins this time turns it over. And another 3-on-2 opportunity. And great poise from Voluntari. Looking to get the final shot of the half. And Cousins unable to handle it. And I'm sure Coach Bagalskis will be drawing up something here to finish off the half.
Everybody remember what we did in the first game against Wiltshire?
Yes.
Yeah, remember? Yes. Titus here. You inbound. Lee inbound from here. Yeah. Titus Cody. There is a lot of time. And look, Mike stays here. Justin, you You guys start the first move. Where's mine? Go there, mine, like under tripod line. Anyway, they switch. But basic thing, let's do like this. Like, Cody goes at a full speed, Titus, you move, stop. Goes full speed, accent, there or here. Anyway, we'll be sure. Just don't hesitate. Make it 2 points. 1, 2, 3.
And will that turnover there by Cousins turn out to be costly in the final 1.7? Look out for Justice here. They go inside to Nikwata, and that will end the half, ladies and gentlemen. And the Romanians head to the locker room up 19 points to the host, who are 10-0 on the season. Make sure you rejoin us after the half. Welcome back to Go Pass Arena here in Slovakia, where the home team and the host Bratislava find themselves in a hole. 19 points to be exact, and if you see the stats there, the 8 turnovers have been costly for the home team, which have led to 14 points for Voluntari, but more importantly, 41 out of Bratislava's 49 points have come from Cousins, Crothers, and Gunn. So they're going to need more of that supporting cast to step up if they're going to overcome this deficit. Their leading scorer, Stevenson, not suited up for this one. And boy, do they miss his 20 points a game. But it's been all about the Romanians here in the first half. With their scoring being spread, but Edler Davis setting things off early as we begin the third quarter. A bit more pace and ball movement from Bratislava to start the half. RJ Gunn, who had the hot hand in the first half, can't keep it going, but Sabo unable to finish things off. And this is what Sullivan can do. He can rebound and push it on the break. So don't be surprised by seeing the lefty go coast to coast, and Cousins able to get in the passing lanes, and it's blocked by Edler Davis, but it's cleaned up by Gunn. Wow. Edler Davis coming out of nowhere to get that. Inside to Skinner. Looking to go Ed Volaric, and does. As he seizes the mismatch down low on the captain. And Crothers going back in fifth gear, and this time is blocked again by Voluntari. Foul there on Volaric. But again, the story of the first half was the ball movement of Voluntari versus the... It seemed as though Bratislava much more in a one-on-one attack. I'm not sure how long that's going to be sustainable. As Caffey spins off and finishes high over Sabo. Back up where they started in the first half, and Sabo this time is blocked by Sullivan. Voluntari on the move. Caffey decides to slow things down. 3 box out the gate for Voluntari's defense. They look to go back inside to the lefty. 5 on the clock. Caffey has to make it happen here. He decides from 35 feet. And great defense there by Bratislava. They just got to chip away at this lead, possession by possession. And that'll do it right there. The MVP Cousins sticks it. Cousins with 18 points, nearly at his average in just 23 minutes. 72-54. Voluntari, runners-up in this competition last year. Can they return back to the promised land this year? So far, they're in the driver's seat to get back there. But as we know, Bratislava is not going to go without a fight. Sabo, this time he's able to connect from downtown after missing his first two. And all of a sudden, it's 15. Inside to Lewis Sullivan. Skinner. Back over to Caffey. Skips it down. What a pass to Etler Davis. And Cousins looking to go right back, doing a little bit too much. Coughs it up. We have a jump ball, and it will be Voluntari's ball. Sometimes in these situations, these pressure cooking moments, you feel you got to get it all back in one play, but there's still plenty of time. 6 minutes remaining in the third, so if you're Bratislava, just chip away. Try to get it within single figures in going into the fourth quarter. Small goals. Skinner able to get the defense in the air and count the bucket, and boy, does he love that. Nice pump fake there by Skinner, and Gunn knew it as soon as he left his feet. We are back how we began the half, 19-point deficit with an opportunity to go up a dub. And we got some Voluntari fans making a trip from Romania. Shout out to the road team and shout out to all those fans enjoying their watch party again. Just hashtag us ENBL playoffs on X or Twitter. Show us what you're working with this evening as Crothers dances to the rim. Caffey sizing up Gunn. Oh, spins, floats. Oh, what a beautiful move. Stop the press, Mike Caffey. Wow. Gunn skips it over to Cousins. Cousins, who's been cooking up a little something all evening. Can't stir the pot on that attempt, but gets it back, fires away again. 0 for 2. Buttrick providing the home team with a third opportunity. This time it's Sabo, and this time Cousins is able to finish. Gets him 20 points on the evening. Crothers seeing a double out to the corner to Buttrick. Back over to Cousins, tries his luck again. And off the mark again. Well, we got to keep our eye on a couple of all-time records here tonight. Final 4 records to be exact. 90 points is the highest we've seen in this competition, but Voluntari is looking to obliterate it. as the big fella. Sullivan showing off the great footwork to push it to 81. Crothers answers back. Flex it. Showing off that New York touch. What a season he's had. Crothers even breaking an ENBL record earlier this season. We've seen this story before. Had 41 points back on January 15th against Keela Coolbet. That was on the road, but I'm sure the home team would love it if he can bring some of that to this second half. (81-63). Final 3:35 remaining here in the quarter, as mentioned before. If you're Bratislava, you just want to chip away. Justice off the bench, getting the step on Buttrick, flips it up high off the glass. Great touch by Cody Justice. Every time Bratislava looks to be on to something, Voluntari answers back. Oh, nice little pump fake by Justice. Drops it off to Edler Davis, and boy, CSO Voluntari is having a party and everybody's invited. Turning defense into offense. Let's see if we can get inside the huddle.
Timeout for taking a breath, okay? We need to change the rhythm. We can't go all the time so fast. We're gonna die and we will have turnovers. Try to play motion side once, okay? Did you remember motion side with pick and pop? Okay, and continue on the other side immediately on the pick and roll or attacking. Motion side once, okay? Or 22 again. Keep the ball in the hands, one, to take the breath, to find the rhythm. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Sit down to 10.
Look at that beautiful play there by Cody Justice. You gotta respect the three-point threat. Edler Davis loving it. Which brings us 85-64, a 21-point lead on the undefeated Bratislava, and that is what, and you can see the coach upset with the help side defense there, but I think he would be happy with the foul, as he was telling Donovan a little bit earlier today that he wants a hard foul and send him to the free throw line as opposed to getting the and one. And that is why. That is exactly why is Buttrick unable to capitalize. And he misses both, and that is why the coach was preaching hard fouls and giving up nothing easy. Justice takes the bump. A late whistle, but it is the correct call. Baseline out of bounds from Voluntari. Can they add to their biggest lead of the evening? 7 on the shot clock. They go inside to Skinner, excuse me. Not much time, stripped by Crothers, but it is a foul. Coach Naglish asking for an all ball, and Crothers asking to go to the TV and have another look. And from this angle, it looked like it was a lot of wrist involved. Let's see if we can get it with this angle here. Really hard to tell, and it will be difficult to overturn that. So coach doesn't ask for the replay. And Voluntari has really silenced this home crowd. Make sure that you do not go anywhere after this one. We got Newcastle Eagles versus Jiki next. You'd have to obviously click on a new fresh link to get that, but who will be the second team facing off in the finals tomorrow evening as RJ Gunn is able to connect? Voluntari is 3 points off a Final Four scoring record, and we still have plenty of time to go, and just as nearly tied it with that deep three there. Cousins, nice handle. Strong holds himself to the rim and count the bucket. One thing you can't say is Isaiah Cousins, the MVP, didn't bring his A game. That's 22 points on the evening. 9 for 16 from the field. But the issue for Bratislava is you only have 5 guys that scored. It's a lot of weight on Cousins, Crothers, and RJ Gunn's shoulders. And Tohatan nearly got the step. Crothers showing off that speed, stretches it out, hangs, and he takes another hard fall. You saw the hard fall there in the first quarter where he sprained his ankle. Let's see here. And I think it's one of those plays that look worse than what it was. Both players going after the ball. I'll be shocked if it's anything more than a 2-shot foul. You see Coach Naglish there asking for a review. And I think if I'm coach, that's a great challenge by coach, because at this moment in time, you have an opportunity here. You're down by 18, but if you can get 2 free throws and the ball, that might be your opportunity to go on a run before we hit the fourth quarter. So there's no need of holding them in the back pocket. You don't get to save them for tomorrow. So great job there by Coach Naglish. Just reviewing the play. They're looking to see if the players are going more than anything but the ball, or if maybe there was a hand to the face, which I really find it difficult to see that being anything more than a 2-shot foul. looks as though the referee shared my sentiments, as it will just be a 2-shot foul by Dante Crothers. Crothers buries both, and again, I mentioned this in the second quarter. It's about how you finish quarters. And it's 1:20 remaining, and the last time I mentioned it, CSO was able to get the 4-point difference. And this time, just a silly foul by Bratislava as they're in the bonus. And so that will mean a 2-shot foul for Voluntari. Just no need to foul that by butt trick, just reaching aimlessly. And that will send Voluntari to the free throw line. So again, as I mentioned all evening long, every time Bratislava has an opportunity, they take 1 step forwards and 2 steps back. But Tohetan only makes 1, so I guess you can chalk that up as a win. And this time it's a blocking foul on Ivory, which will send Cousins to the free throw line. Yep, that's a foul all day. You gotta move your feet and get your chest in front. Blocking foul there on Donovan. Cousins do come with a resume. Drafted in the NBA in 2016, and you can see why. Had his way in the ENBL so far this season. Final 50 seconds. I guess for the final minute of this game, or quarter I should say, we're going to have a free throw shoot-off. Deficit at 17. Cousins left open. And if there's any flaw to Cousins' game, it is from beyond the arc this evening, 3 for 10. But otherwise have been flawless as Butt Trick tries to gamble in the passing lanes. This time it's Cousins again. And this time it's Buttrick again with the foul. Aimlessly fouling on the drive, which will send Voluntari back to the free throw line. Sohatan with an opportunity and breaks the ENBL scoring record for Voluntari with 91 points as we wrap up the third quarter. As Bakken was able to score 90 in the semifinals last season. But that will do it after three, 91-75. 16-point hold for the home team, the host. They've been able to overcome adversity all season long, but the next 10 minutes is the biggest 10 minutes of their ENBL lives. Well, let's take a look at our game time stats. And if you were to take a glance at that and you say 20 for 25 for Bratislava, they must be rolling. But then you look at the 10 turnovers and you look at the assist and rebound battle that Voluntari is winning at the moment. And right now, CSO Voluntari are 10 minutes away from returning to the championship game where they featured last season against the Bakken Bears. Lost that game by 5 points. But Cody Justinas and company have an opportunity to redeem themselves. But does Bratislava have one more push? Nice finish by the captain. Justice flips it over. Sabo and just showing off that beautiful touch. Nice finish. Meyerchak over to Sabo, where he hasn't been very efficient from there this evening, but a silly foul there on Sullivan. And then a technical foul as well. Just landed there in the landing space of Sabo, and I'm not even sure if you look at the Sabo's three-point statistics, it didn't even require that heavy of a closeout. But nevertheless, Bratislava with an opportunity with 4 free throws. Cousins making do on the technical. Sabo misses the first. Sabo makes do 2 out of the 3. And the lead is down to 14. We haven't been this close in a very long time, but foul call there on the floor. Well, excuse me, it's a 13-point deficit for the home team. And do they have one more run in them? Voluntari coughs it up. Cousins, who's been excellent all evening, steps in. Can't finish, but Sabo able to get the rebound. Goes up strong. Right now, Bratislava with a little momentum. Nice skip pass over to Voluntari, who sticks it, and it's a 10-point deficit for Bratislava. And Coach Ironers Badowski calls for time. Bratislava, the closest they've been in a very, very long time.
Hey, at least one fucking time we said on a baseline, switch. That was exactly what I mentioned. That's how you understand. Okay, start from the beginning. That's enough jerking. That's enough. Start the play. Not the tennis. Be aggressive.
Let's run in transition again, man.
Let's go now. Hey, guys. Let's go like with this lineup now. 25 down. 25 down. Mine goes the point. Lucas set the back screen. Stay in the corner. Attack. Don't look for the easiest way.
Well, coach asking for the switch on that play from Cody Justice, which allowed Voluntari the wide open look, and Coach Naglish pumping a fist. Bratislava needing to stop here. Voluntari up by as many as 23. But it's a 10-point lead now. And enter Bratislava, get their stop. Fans starting to perk up a little bit. Cousins dancing, steps through, finishes off the glass, and Isaiah Cousins with a 30 ball. Making it happen. Can he rally his team back from 23 points? And that's off of Tohatan's knee, and it will be the home team's ball. And again, the home crowd starting to get into it. The drums are starting to get beat. The horns are starting to get blown. Can they do it? Sabo over to Voluntari. Gets the defender in the air. Attacks to the basket strong. And we have a 6-point ball game, but Voluntari is down. I think he might have hit his head on that play, and we have stoppage time. Voluntari with 5 consecutive points. The captain showing off the athleticism and just gets kneed there by Etler Davis. It was of no intent there. And Bratislava is closest as they've been in a very long time. Voluntari needing a bucket here. Crowd chanting for defense. Caffey with the mismatch that he's taken advantage of all evening, but this time he turns it over. Great defense by Sabo. And Vollerick high-fiving the fans in expensive seats. Wow, what a change of events. Huge possession here. Cousins with 30. Looking for an ISO on Sullivan. And Voluntari dodges a bullet. Caffey. Back out, nearly turns it over. I believe there was it a foul called there? I'm not exactly sure what happened on that possession. Shot clock at 10. They go back down to Sullivan. Sees a double. Over to Edler Davis, who climbs over Sabo. What a finish. And a much-needed bucket from Voluntari. Cousins this time sees us double, leaves Sabo alone. Edler Davis with 17 points of the evening. He got the party started tonight and looking to finish the job. This time it's Caffey. 8-point deficit for the home team. Cousins. Cousins with 30 and some change sticks it from the top of the arc, and coach is going ballistic. We have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, 95-90. The winner will be featured in the championship game tomorrow night. Caffey takes the bump and is blocked by Sabo. Shot clock going down. Edler Davis, and that is a shot clock violation by the road team. Wow, wow, wow. Look what we have here. Bratislava walking through the parking lot and looked on the ground and found themselves back in the ball game. Crowd chanting defense. 95-90. Isaiah Cousins, 33 points on the night. Looking to shatter the ENBL record as RJ Gunn gets to the fadeaway. And it's 92-95. Voluntari looking discombobulated on this end of the floor. Reaching foul. And Edler Davis sticks it and says, take that. And I ain't talking about a band. Big time shot. Cousins. 1 point away from the record. Spins around, loses his footing, takes the foul, flips it up, and it nearly drops. Isaiah Cousins is serving hot cakes to brothers, sisters, and friends. "33 points on the evening. Going for the record. Ties it, 34. Last year, EJ ain't a psych with 34. And Cousins, not in the record books just yet. 5-point lead for Voluntari. Looking to go inside to their safety blanket. Great defense there. Shot clock at 8. Caffey. Back inside to the lefty. Dances. Fades. No. Crothers comes up with it. Cousins on the move. Over to Sabo! And there's a 3-point deficit, and he gets his pockets picked by Isaiah Cousins. And this time it's Crothers. And we have a 1-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd going wild. Coach needing a drink just to make sure this is real. Well, yes, Coach, this is real. 23-point lead down to 1 point.
All the time. And a chin on 15, extra pass, and inside. And just last 5 seconds, play 1-on-1. Okay, start the job from beginning. Let's go, Dots. We switch. Okay, go catch, but you guys, I said never. I saw you switch last 2 times, and before I said catch. But weak side help, and don't jump on the closeout, please. Hey, good, hey. Let's go, 42. 42. Yep, let's go.
You can see how much this means to the home team, the host, as Crothers, the New Yorker, showing off the hops. And I said I was gonna pace myself 4 games, but Bratislava has gotten me on my feet, down by 1. Final 3 minutes. Caffey, easy finish, big time bucket. He's had that matchup with Sabo, and this time seizes it. You guessed it, the MVP, Cousins. Over to Voluntari. Squeezes to the paint, can't finish, able to get the offensive rebound over Justice. And Voluntari has been huge. The captain, 9 points, flawless from the field. 100-99. I told you this would be fireworks. The team's most prolific teams on offense this season. Sullivan will go to the line for 2. Voluntari, just a great foul there. Might have been on the floor. He puts his hand up straight away, and it is. Bratislava with 1 foul to give. Again, Caffey with Sabo on him. Nowhere to go. And Mike Caffey turns it over. Running out of real estate. Great help side defense there. What a turn of events. Voluntari with quarters of 35, 33, and 23, only 9 points this quarter. Meanwhile, 24 for the home team in the first opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight. Crothers. Over to Sabo. Off the window, Sabo. And Inter Bratislava has the first lead of the night. (100-101). Skinner. Caffey dances. Back over to Skinner. and he can't connect. Fans are in disbelief as we enter the final 65 seconds of the quarter. What a ball game we have for you. Cousins, nowhere to go, gets tied up, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow Voluntari. Great defense. Cousins, who's been hot all evening long, should have just got to his jumper on that possession. 57 seconds remaining. 101 to 100. Sullivan just loses it there. Or was it stripped? Well, Sullivan will go to the free throw line, where he's 25 of 26 this season, 96%. Don't you even think about it. And Sullivan knocks down both. And Coach Naglish calls for time as we take you inside the huddle.
It's risky.
No, let's run 22. Much more. Run 21, something. Let's get straight to it. Horns down, Jose.
Horns down.
You just gotta call a play where I can get an ISO attacking because they're hard hesitant.
Right, just get it. It's horns down.
Horns down.
Horns down, it's all you.
Horns down. 4. Just pick and pop. Horns down. Ghost.
I just told y'all ISO, just whatever. ISO can be coming on.
Bet 5, and then let's get to it.
From 5.
One down.
One down. Okay, one down. We go.
Well, you talk about a democracy. That timeout was player-led, and ultimately it will be horns down as Isaiah Cousins is looking for an ISO opportunity. And why not? 34 points on the evening, which is tied an all-time playoff Final Four record. The MVP of the season. Hit a buzzer beater earlier this year. Can he do it on the big stage? It's Crothers. They get it to Cousins. 7 on the clock. Cousins gets to the paint, rises, looks for the foul, and Isaiah Cousins takes the lead for Bratislava, the MVP, with 36 buckets served. Showing you why he's the best player in this competition. All evening long. 13 for 22 from the field. Chip in 4 assists.
We go full court. Press. Be smart. We go for 25. Not 25 down, but 25.
Are we going like 10 seconds?
10 seconds on a shot clock. We go full speed. Don't rush. Yeah. And then read the situation. Bring back defense or not, but just no. Mike goes the point for him. Yeah. Okay. Read. Maybe next time, Mike. Like this. Now, let's go, guys. Over the game. Come on, Blue. Let's go.
Well, you see the differences in timeouts for both teams, where for Bratislava is very player-led. For Voluntari, coach running the ship there. And if you look at the roster, it's really hard to tell who you put the ball in the hands of in this situation for Voluntari. Well, they'll work the clock. They can hold for the last and final shot. Justice gets a defender in the air. Cody Justice buries it from deep. Cody Justice getting the defender in the air and sticking it from 35 feet. What a play from the Arizona State alum. Boy, 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 we told you pregame this game could be fireworks, and it is not disappointed. This has been a heavyweight bout the last 5 minutes, and the officials are reviewing. I am not exactly sure what is there to discuss unless they're trying to see exact time on the clock. But it definitely was a 3. You could be sure of that. They are looking at the time, and I would say right at 8.2 seconds. Depends on when the clock is supposed to stop. Is it stop when it goes through the net or when it hits the ground? I'm no referee, so I can't give you a definite answer. $208 points combined from both teams. Let's hear again into Bratislava's huddle.
Zipper flash. Okay. 1, 4, there. 3, 5 here. Okay. You receive the first pass. Immediately handoff. Corner. Pick and roll. One solution, second solution, energy will be behind. Then you got Sabo, you got there or RJ in the corner. If they have from you, always RJ is in the corner. Don't forget, okay? Then Spain, pick and roll. 4, 2, 3, 5, okay? Pass to 4, handoff, 5, pick and roll, Spain. You step out, RJ behind. Let's ride. Let's do it.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what play they drawing up, but I'll translate it for you. Get the ball in Isaiah Cousins' hands and live with the results. The country of Romania is on their couch, table, or seats as we enter the final 8 seconds. Voluntari up by 2. Crothers turns it over, and Voluntari, Edler Davis takes the victory home back to Romania as they come on the roll and stun Bratislava, who was undefeated on the season. Crothers, the leading assist man of the season, turns it over on the final possession, and why not? Take a bow. Edler Davis, who got the party started in the first quarter, able to finish things off with a tomahawk jam. And CSO Voluntari have punched their tickets to the finals tomorrow night. What a ball game. 107-103. Incredible sights here from Go Pass Arena, and that's only game one. Wow. What a ball game. And the runner-up gets an opportunity to redeem themselves from last season's loss. And Coach Arnaz Badowski can take a deep, deep breath. And it was Cody Justice who hit that deep, deep three to give them that final lead. Wow, well, let's take a look at some game time stats there. I mean, this was just an incredible offensive juggernaut from both teams. And by the way, this is just round one. We got another one coming at you in just about an hour. Newcastle Eagles versus Jizik. Make sure you join us here for game number 2 to see who will be punching their ticket along with CSO Voluntari. I'm your commentator, Drew Lasker, and I will be joining you guys for game number 2.
Pri mikrofóne už stojí tréner Interu Aramis Naglič. Pán tréner, takmer sa vám podarilo zvrátiť 23-bodový deficit. Poprosím vás o vaše hodnotenie tohto zápasu.
No, jasne, videli ste aj teraz da je Voluntari vysoká kvalita týmu, veľkú rotáciu, 7 zahraničných hráčov. Myslím si da sme boli trošku pod impresijom njihove kvalite na začetku, prečo su pokotovali všetko. Bili sme mekí, každú chybu